Brothers, however much you may think that you hate the mainstream media, it's not enough. And I'm not just saying that. No, it actually is not enough. Because if you hated the mainstream media enough, if we hated the mainstream media enough, these people would be brought up on charges for the damage that they've done to innocent people over the years. People are dead because of the way that the media has inflamed tensions and radicalized things to this degree, all for their own power and political prestige and privilege and, oh, we're going to get rich off of this. These people are vultures. They prioritize maximizing damage so that they can be the ones there to feast off of the carcass and the remains. And this story is such a textbook definition of why the mainstream media is no longer fit for purpose. If I were president, I would revoke the media credentials of every one of these media outlets. Every one of them. Because these are not press outlets anymore, including Fox News, MSNBC. None of these people are press. They're about as much press as a Sam Piker, self-appointing himself and putting press across his chest. These are propaganda outlets that are designed to inflame tensions and make things worse so that they could be there to cover it, to get views, to profit off of it. And they have stoked so much tension and radicalized so many people, they should be held accountable. I would prosecute most of the people that have been in media for the past 20 years. If I were president, I would round all of these people up and I would put them on trial. Here we have Jake Tapper of CNN, the most trusted name in news, CNN. I want you to watch this. And I want you to really take this in. This isn't for clicks or views. This isn't to be hyperbolic. I really want you to take in what you see here and understand what's going on. I don't give a shit if you're on the left or if you're on the right. You should be able to look at this and make the determination that these people are fucking lying to you. These people are evil and they have an agenda and they have a narrative. And if for whatever reason reality gets in the way of that, these people will attempt to rewrite reality to whatever they think that it should be. You do not hate these people enough.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper. After nearly 5 years of investigation, the FBI finally announced that they had arrested a suspect accused of planting pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters the night before the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged with transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce and with malicious destruction by means of explosion. CNN observed local and federal law enforcement outside his home, and we do have new photographs, as you saw during that presentation from Brian, new photographs of the suspect, and we're showing those to you right now.
One more time.
Bombs near the Republican and Democratic investigation. The FBI finally announced that they had arrested a suspect accused of planting pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters the night before the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C.
A 30-year-old white man. This is the white man. You do not despise these people enough. Why did they add in the part about him being white? Why did they just throw that in there? They clearly were not certain about that because this man is not white. But the problem is the media has a narrative. And the narrative is above all. The narrative is their God. They worship it. If anything gets in the way, that is haram. You can ignore it. You can downplay it, obfuscate it. They wanted to portray that the bomber was white. Why? Because the media has an anti-white bias. It's obvious. They want to inflame racial tensions. It's their default. They want to blame white people. It's their liberal guilt. It is the orthodoxy which they interact with the world. That is the reality. And this freak, Jake Tapper, this guy should be punished. In a fair and civil society, this person should be punished. Their life, their career should be ruined. This person, in order to satisfy his own progressive values and in order to enrich himself and come across as a virtuous, good person, was willing to try to make the claim that the person was white. Fucking pathetic. And by the way, he's not the only one. There are other racists and other low IQ individuals that are trying to profit off this, trying to use this as a way to make it about themselves, trying to, export their vitriol and animosity on this issue, and it's just fucking pathetic. The guy that put the pipe bomber, the January 6th pipe bomber was black.
I want to say the thing out loud that I think everyone is not saying. I think the fact that this man is a black man is surprising to people. I think people thought this was going to be a white man that did this. They were going to be able to say he was a part of the progressive left. And the fact that it's a black man that is saying, I too was susceptible to conspiracy theorists that the president and conservative podcasters were pushing that this election was stolen is a fact that they were not expecting. And now everyone is on their heels and they're trying to spin it.
Yeah, so somebody in the comments here says, how's that fake hair hat? That's devastating. But my point is, look at the eyes. The eyes never lie, Chico. This bitch is crazy. And she's definitely deeply racist. She has a profound level of anti-white bigotry and bias and an in-group preference. Well, nobody would have thought he was black. Sure you would. Sure you would. Like, well, black people don't commit crimes. Black people don't commit violent crimes. Just three. Was it three or was it 3 or 10 times more? No, I think it was actually 10 times more. Nuxtaku looked this up. That for violent crime, black people are about 10 times more likely to commit a violent crime than white people per capita, per 100,000 people. Anyway, that's a conversation for another topic. That may be a little too advanced for some people. That may be a little too real for some people. That it's not culture. It's not just strictly culture. That there are other factors at play. That's a little too real for a lot of people, so we'll put that off. But I don't know how many of you remember, but many years ago, in fact, this was in 2022. Do you remember the DC sniper? Do you remember this? I mean, it's old news. 2022. It's a long time ago. John Allen Muhammad, of course. This guy wreaked havoc in the United States for quite some time. 10 people were dead, 3 wounded. He was put to death in 2009. He had an accomplice. Yeah. These people were killing people, shooting people in the D.C. area. And, I mean, honestly, it was pretty horrific, the thought and planning they put into this. But the fact is that, according to that woman, no, we're all surprised because all mass shooters... By the way, Pierce Morgan talking about most mass shooters are white. Yeah, some of the most horrific ones are not. Yeah. By the way, I have another video to do on Pierce Morgan because Pierce Morgan, he is never going to recover from that debate with Nick Fuentes. Not only was he humiliated in the debate because Nick just basically defanged him by saying your labels mean nothing. I don't care what makes you boo because I've seen what makes you cheer. After the fact, after after the debate, the Groypers went into overdrive and found Pierce Morgan's wife's Instagram and her Ashley Madison account. Oh man, we're gonna be doing a video on that. Pierce Morgan is a cuck, and his wife hates him, and it's too good not to go over because Pierce, for him, oh, I'm this progressive feminist man, and oh, I know a thing or two about women. Nick, you're just such a virgin. We're gonna trust me. We're gonna go over that because this is too good to pass up. But in this situation, you have the mainstream media once again running back to their tired anti-white narrative, putting out a blatant lie. And do you think Jake Tapper is going to come out and do a full apology and admit he was wrong? No. No, he's not. Not in the way that he should. This guy was willing to go out there and peddle misinformation. And the media looks at individuals. They look at individuals on the alternative media space and they say, well, you have no duty of care for the things that you say. The mainstream media should be trusted less than alternative news. Here's the reality. This is going to blow your mind. I would trust Candace Owens more than CNN at this point. That is how insane CNN is. I would trust Candace fucking Owens, the batshit lunatic conspiracy theorist, before I would trust Jake Tapper or CNN. Yeah. Anyway, brothers, I wanted to cover this because I do think this is critically important. Way more important than people will give it, its due diligence, due deference, whatever you want to call it. No one is going to give this the attention that it deserves, so I will. I mean, I'm sure people will cover this, but what this is, what it represents, is so important that you understand, that you see it, that you hear it. In fact, it's so important, I'm going to play it again. Yes, I'm going to play this again. This is probably one of the most crucial and critical videos that I've done in a while. I want you to listen and watch. This is the media that these people put out. This is supposed to be the trusted name in news, CNN. Watch this. This is disgraceful.
Welcome to the lead. I'm Jake Tapper. After nearly 5 years of investigation, the FBI finally announced that they had arrested a suspect accused of planting pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters the night before the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged with transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce and with malicious destruction by means of explosion. CNN observed local and federal law enforcement outside his home, and we do have new photographs, as you saw during that presentation from Brian, new photographs of...
Yeah, this is the white man that placed the bombs. Oh, gosh. Anyway, brothers, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. I want to thank you for listening. And whether you agree fully or disagree, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to get this off my chest. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. God bless you. God be with you. And I'll see you guys next time.